On this week's episode, we scraped together an episode for you. And I mean scrape. Is it because we didn't plan very well for this episode? Or is it just because Ninja moving to Mixer from Twitch is literally the only exciting thing happening? Who the fuck knows? Enjoy.
Perfect.
Hello everyone, welcome to episode 32 of Pixel Perfect Gaming. I am Chris.
And I'm Pat.
And hopefully Pat sounds better this week. I don't know for sure though.
We'll find out. I did get a new mic. I went with the Sennheiser GSP 300. Went to a micro center to get it yesterday after work. So drove an hour there and an hour back to grab a headset. I mean, so far so good.
I was going to say, that's how I knew you were dedicated to it, is when I was like, yeah, I mean, Micro Center in Cambridge has it. And then to see the photo, I'm like, well, damn, he drove all the way to Cambridge for it.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. My only complaint is the whole side tone thing. So it doesn't like relay my voice back through. So I can't like monitor my own volume kind of deal. But I mean, it's comfortable. I've been told that the mic is nice and clear. So we'll see how it sounds recorded whenever this is released.
And I know the side tone thing is something that you could fix with software. I know in Voice you can activate something like that because I've turned it off before for myself. So, I mean, it's something that's probably fixable if you mess around with it enough.
Windows has a way to implement it itself, but the Windows version is like bad.
Garbage.
Yeah. So other side tone things, it's you hear your voice as you're talking, you know, like you don't notice really that it's like playing it back. If that makes sense. It's not like there's no mistiming to it.
No delay. Well, I think if you're running it through software, there's always going to be a delay, no matter what software you use.
Well, my last headset did it through delay. I mean, did it through my last headset did it through software.
And there was no delay for it? I would assume there's always delay. It's probably just so minute that you might not even notice it. I mean, we're talking milliseconds of delay, probably.
Well, the Microsoft, the Windows built-in one, not good. Like
yeah, it's terrible.
Had it on and I was testing. I was, sitting here going like bah, bah, over and over, trying to see if like I could I get used to that, but it was like bah, 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 bah. Like it was not good.
Yeah, I mean, I would try the Voice Banana one and see if that fixes it.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
So, plus, I mean, having Voice would just, I mean, it's good anyway if you get it set up correctly. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass at times, but it's not too bad.
Yeah.
So you mentioned, I mean, you got the headset. So you mentioned, though, well, I know that we had a conversation about, because you were looking at keyboards, and really the conversation was you were thinking about going down to like 60% size keyboards and getting rid of the number pad. And then I think you were like partially through the purchase and you were typing in the numbers and you're like, I can't do without it.
Yeah, I had it in the cart. I was going through typing in my credit card number, and I noticed as I'm typing, I'm like, fuck, I'm using the number pad to do this right now. I can't do this. I even like tried to use the top row. I like deleted it out and tried to type it again. And I was like, nope, I can't fucking do it. I need the number pad. I can't.
The number pad. And then that's how the purchase got ruined right there. That's funny.
Yep. I was in the middle of pulling the trigger. And nope.
But then you told me before we got started that you don't want to own a white keyboard, but I assumed the 60% one that you were looking at was a white keyboard, though.
It was.
So what happened there?
I like white peripherals, you know, like I just, white's my favorite color. People who say it's not my favorite color, I say you're wrong. If there's a crayon for it, it counts. And so I really like it. And I was at the Micro Center yesterday, and I spent like an hour just walking around. Like I walked in, saw the Sennheiser, was like, cool, picked up the box, and then walked around for like an hour just looking at shit.
Yeah.
Because like I'd never been to one before, and so I was walking around like the build your own area at all the different cases, and they had like these really cool liquid cooling displays set up, and I was just taking it all in. I was like, oh man, it's so fucking cool. I wish I just had unlimited income because I just built a new computer right now. But then I went over to the keyboards, and they had like a really good keyboard selection, and they had a bunch of different switch types that I could play around with, which I liked the idea of that because I was thinking of maybe going to brown switches instead of blues because I have the Razer Greens right now, which are the clicky tactiles like the blues. And I was like, all right, maybe I'll go to a brown so it's not quite as loud since I play in the living room. Won't annoy my fiance as much. The browns are all right. The tactile bump, I don't know. I wish it was a little bumpier, not quite as soft. If I had to use them, I could, and I would be fine with it. But I definitely have a preference to the blues. But as I'm walking through and everything, I saw two of the white keyboards that I had been looking at. The Razer Black Widow Chroma comes in a white, and then the Corsair K75 comes in a white as well. And the Razer one they had one on display. It was so fucking grimy, dude. The tops of some of the keys were just fucking brown.
I knew it. I knew that was going to be the thing. Mike and I had a conversation about this not too long ago because we were literally saying, I can appreciate that Pat likes white, but I would never be able to do it because they would be just so disgusting. The keys would get so gross. The mouse would get so gross. I would have to clean it so often that it just would not be worth it for me.
See, so I was, and that was something I had thought about. I had taken that into consideration, but I have Googled and looked up reviews about cleaning white keycaps and how dirty they get, blah blah blah, and a lot of them, the YouTubers were saying yeah, they're very well made, and it's they have some kind of coating or something. I don't fucking know, but they don't really pick up grime and dirt as much as some other keycaps, and yada yada. So I don't have to clean it very often. Maybe every other month or something, I gotta give her a nice wipe down. And I was like, I wipe my keyboard off occasionally. Once it starts to get a little dusty, and that won't be a big deal. And then I thought these guys are actually probably cleaning their shit a lot more often than they say because it's constantly in their YouTube videos and whatnot. So they gotta have it looking crisp. And whenever I just saw how gross and gnarly those were, I was like, all right, mine wouldn't ever get that bad. But just the potential of that put me off to it. I still love the idea of a white keyboard, and I wish I could. But man, it would just get so gross. And
that's the thing is, I think the idea is great, but it's just the oils and stuff would build up on your hands, especially from sweat and under the QW ER keys for you. They would just get so nasty so quick compared to every other key.
Gross.
Yeah, it would just be oh god, look at those keys.
Yeah, so it's a bummer because I really did want a white one, and now that I know I probably shouldn't get a white one, I also am having a hard time accepting getting a black one.
So you're almost put off by the whole keyboard experience now.
Yeah, exactly.
You're I don't even want a new keyboard now. Exactly. Fuck all keyboards because I can't have what I want.
Yep, that's pretty much spot on, which is a bummer.
Yep, I mean that's just how it is with white peripherals, unfortunately.
But Micro Centers are dope. If you've never been to one, you should go.
Yeah, the closest one here is about 2 hours north, so I've never been to one. My brother goes to them all the time. I've never gone. I know they're really cool. I hear him talk about it, and I was like, oh, there's one near you. You should go check that out, because we looked at the Best Buy and the Walmart. I looked at Staples. I even Googled local electronics stores in your area, and nobody had it. And I was like, good Lord, it's hard to find certain things these days.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Anything else new since last week?
Nope. By the time this airs, I will have played our first game of the new season. We already scouted them out and everything, have our game plan, so I'm excited for that. Tomorrow night, I'll link the stream, whether someone's casting it or I'm streaming it myself, whatever. I'll make sure I link it.
New season in the harder bracket, though, right? Or the harder, I don't know.
The harder division, yeah.
Yeah, harder division, that's what it was.
So, I mean, of course, I hope we still win, but I do hope that they're more challenging games.
Have you done any scrimmaging or anything like that, in between weeks?
We've practiced. Fucking scrims are hard as shit to find, dude. There's a channel set up in the Discord for scrims where you can go in and you can look for scrims. And last season, I was in there almost every day trying to find people to fucking scrim. We had, for that whole season, 2 scrims.
Huh.
And one of them wasn't even against like a full other team. It was just some dudes who were like, yeah, I would want to play. And so they just like scraped themselves together.
Yeah.
And then the other scrim was actually against the kids we played in the final. So I found out, right? So I have to explain this so the rest makes sense. How they do divisions is they said that it's like, like any other sport, and it starts at the bottom is CCC, and then B, BB, BBB, A, so on. So we were in CCC, and now we're in BBB. So we're like dead center now. And one of the teams that we played against last season has been bumped up to BB. And so since we're not in the same division, they want to scrim us. So hopefully we're going to scrim them tonight. But they weren't too keen on scrimming us last season because we were the top team and they were the number 2 team. And they were like, well, I want to give them our secrets.
Because what? You only have one set of secrets? Like, it's kind of nonsense, right?
Yeah. No, they didn't want to scrim us because of that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like that's kind of nonsense and a terrible way to look at it. Because I mean, all the NA regional teams for league, I mean, they scrim each other all year round, in and out of tournaments. I mean, they know everything about each other, and they still scrim each other, and they still manage to come up with stuff the other teams haven't seen. Like shit.
Yeah,
think outside the box a little bit.
I had thought of that, and I was gonna say something, but I was like, it's not a battle worth fighting.
Yeah, they just limit themselves with their own mentality of like, oh, I don't want to scrim and give away my secrets because we've only got like 2 things you don't know about. And it's like,
yeah,
maybe push yourselves to grow a little bit more.
I would think like we're the number 1 team. I know I hate saying it. I feel like arrogant when I say it, but like we're the number 1 team. Why wouldn't you want to scrim us?
Collect information to help you against them later on.
Yeah, and just harder competition to better yourself with.
No one wants to better themselves, Pat. That is the world we live in. That is the world we live in. So have you played anything different since last week, or still just same old, same old?
Still just League and RuneScape. But I've been playing a little solo queue, actually. Been playing it with Pegs, and we've been rampaging our way through. It's actually
solo
been going
queue
well.
Ranked or just solo queue?
Yeah, ranked solo queue.
Gotcha.
So what about you?
I was playing... Shit, I feel like I was playing something last week. I don't remember what it was now. What was I playing? I'm going to have to look at my Steam real quick. I feel like I was playing something, and then I stopped playing it and switched over to something else. Let me load it up so I can see. Because I don't remember now.
Cats are so fucking cute, man.
What?
I just kind of like, I don't know. I turn my chair to the side and I have like my feet up and I look over. One cat's just sleeping on top of our recliner, just relaxed as fuck. Just like God,
having the best day.
Yeah.
No, so I was playing. I actually started up my Epic Game Launcher this past week. Haven't done that since January, December, maybe. Something like that. I was just looking to see kind of what was free, and War of Mine was free, so I ended up getting that, which I've played War of Mine. It's enjoyable. And then Alan Wake actually went free this week, which I like Alan Wake, so I got that too. I might play
remember Alan Wake.
Yeah, good game. And it's on PC now, which is cool, so it probably looks a little bit better than it did previously, so I like that. But then I had a game called Hades, which I got when the Epic Game Store launched last year. Oh, hold on. Oh, shit.
Oh.
Nope, shit. I meant to click. I was clicking on something to look at photos and I accidentally booted the game. So now I'm actually in the game. Hold on a second. So anyway, I I had looked at it when it first came out, and it was like $20 or something when Epic Games Store launched, and I was like, I mean, it looks interesting. It looked like a roguelike type of game with Greek mythology, and I'm a sucker for roguelike, so I was like, okay, we'll try it. The art looked cool, and I was on vacation. I played it a ton, but never really put a lot of time into it. So they've done, I think, like 3 or 4 updates since then to it with a lot of content. So I was like, okay, well, I'll download it and give it a shot. So I did that, and I've been playing the shit out of it, like just nonstop.
Now, what is this called again?
Hades. So I think they probably consider it more of a roguelite. So like a RPG style game with rogue-like, rogue-like components where the runs are different every single time. So basically you play the son of Hades and you're trying to escape that area and get to the surface, get to, Olympus or Mount Olympus or whatever. And so you're going through different regions and you're talking to different gods, and that's where you get your upgrades each run. Is the gods like Poseidon will talk to you and give you a choice between certain powers, and so you pick your powers from them and kind of move forward. So it changes every single time. It's pretty cool. I've really enjoyed it. I struggled a bit with finishing like the content because they only have 3 zones right now, and I didn't realize they only had 3 zones. I was just getting to these 2 bosses that you have to fight at the same time, and I was just really annoyed with them. And then I finally beat them, and then after that I think I won like 10 times in a row. After that I was like, it just clicked. I was like, oh, I can do this now.
How much?
I've been playing that a lot. I think it's $20. It's still in early access. They're actually rolling out a new patch for it. I think it's Monday they're rolling out a new patch for it. Yeah, I think it's $19 or $20 if I'm not mistaken. For me, it was definitely worth it. Like if you like roguelike games and you like Greek mythology, then I think it's worthwhile. Especially because there's a lot of dialogue and a lot of like RPG-esque type of stuff to it, and the voice acting is really good for all the gods, and you get some like different dialogue and character development of people, so it's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I've been a pretty big fan. The mechanics are good, the gameplay is good. I'm interested to see what they do with the new update, because the one update that's coming out, I think on Monday, is they are expanding to a new area and putting in a new boss. So it's going to be 4 areas instead of 3. So it's going to add to the value of the game, which is going to be cool.
Nice. Yeah, maybe I'll look into that.
I could show it to you. We could play it on Twitch. I could show it to you. It's a good game. I much enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I mean, the problem is that, at least the problem for right now is like I found one strategy that works really, really well, and I just haven't deviated from it at all. I'm just like, this works. It's going to get me the wins. I'm going to do it every time. And then I died, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm done with this strategy.
Time to deviate.
Yeah, time to do something different. So, I mean, there's definitely some areas I think they can improve with some of the replayability. They have some more weapons they need to add, because there's 5 weapons currently. So you have like trinkets to choose from. So you can choose your trinket and then your weapon when you start. And then the rest is kind of RNG to an extent of what god you're going to get. Usually after most rooms that you clear, you get 2, sometimes 3 doors, and you kind of pick which door you want to go to based on the symbol and what you're trying to build. And then, of course, the powers for the gods are just kind of randomized. So maybe you get what you're looking for, maybe you don't. So you got to kind of consider all those types of things. And then after you clear an area, you get to switch out your trinket again. So there's some strategy as to what trinket you take with you for what floor, that kind of thing as well. Like there's one floor that's more difficult than the others for me. So I usually take like higher health trinkets and stuff with me, because I'm like, if I can't get through this area, there's no way I'm going to finish. Fun game though. I mean, downside is, for other people that are salty about the Epic store, is that it's, exclusive on Epic right now. I've heard rumors that when it actually comes out of early access next year, then it's going to move to Steam too. But that's just rumors.
Did you ever finish that? What was it called? It's like Wizards of Legend. Yeah, that one.
I haven't fucking touched it again. I mean, I get so involved in like Dragon Age and all the other stuff. I haven't touched it. I haven't touched Enter the Gungeon either. I've just had no. I just have not been compelled to play any of that. Now that I've lost my streak to Hades, I can already feel that I'm going to be like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do it. So instead, I've been playing Slay the Spire the last couple of days.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good stuff about Slay the Spire.
You haven't played that either, huh?
Nope.
Slay the Spire is good. It's hard. And
A
I
roguelike
have
card game or something?
40. Yeah, it's a roguelike card game. And I have 42 hours in it. I don't think I've ever had a full clear of it, to my knowledge. Not that I recall. I've played it since early access. I think it's out of early access now. And you can play with mods now. They have a Sailor Moon mod, which is pretty funny. So you can play with Sailor Moon and have Sailor Moon cards and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, I'm waiting for like a Dragon Ball Z one. That'd be sick. That's really that'll keep me invested for at least a minute. Maybe.
You know what? Whenever September hits, you're not allowed to play any video games until Borderlands.
That's like 2 weeks into the month, isn't it?
Yep.
That's bullshit. I don't know about that. Depends on what's going to be free for PlayStation when the month rolls in. Although, so this month for PlayStation Plus members, we're getting... Fuck, what are we getting? I think we're getting Wipeout, some race game. Don't give a shit. And then we're getting Sniper Elite 4, which I've never played any of the Sniper Elite games. It's those novelty sniper games where it does like the slow-mo kill shots in the groin and all that kind of shit. You can get testicle shots and stuff. I mean, I'm probably going to download it and play it just to say I've tried it and see what it's all about. But I can't imagine that beyond like an hour or two, I'll be like, yeah, this is amazing. I'll probably be over it. Like, oh, I've seen all I need to see. This is good. Done with this.
I've heard mixed reviews about the
Sniper Elite.
Yeah, I've heard some people say that they really enjoy them, and then others say that they were total absolute trash.
I think they're just kind of a novelty game. I feel like they're just like a run of the mill World War II shooter, and they've got a special mechanic that most games don't have, and that'll keep you interested for a bit, but it probably isn't going to keep you interested long enough. So, although Oxygen Not Included, survival base building game, has been on discount on Steam, I've been looking at that, thinking about that a little bit. Haven't decided on it though. And then there was a free-to-play game that came out on Steam yesterday called Undefeated. It is an indie action free-to-play superhero game.
Ooh.
I thought you might find that interesting. It says the Superman game we deserve but never got. I mean, I don't give a shit about Superman, but...
What? I thought you were fine with Superman.
I don't really give a shit about superheroes at all. I mean, if I had to pick, like, Superman's better than Batman, but then again, literally anybody's better than Batman. I think I tend to lean more towards like anti-hero characters than actual superheroes.
Okay.
I think that's what I usually prefer. But yeah, you should check that out. It's free to play. You can play as I guess it's just Superman. I don't know. I watched it. I watched the trailer, guys flying around, doing some stuff, smacking some people. I mean, the flight mechanics look decent. And it's free, so there's that. It's got that going for it. So if you like Superman games, it might be the thing.
I'm not a big fan of Superman games, but I do like free.
I mean, I kind of, the way it looked at first, I thought it was one of those like DC Universe style games for free, where like a single player DC Universe where you make your own superhero and kind of play through it. That would have been a better option, I think, because then everybody could make a hero that kind of suits their play style, but then have a campaign to go through or something.
Did you ever play DC Universe Online?
Yeah, I did. For like an hour. Maybe 2 hours.
I think I played it for less than an hour.
Yeah, it wasn't particularly... I mean, I think I played it in a moment of weakness, It was one of
Yeah.
those times where you're kind of burnt out on the other MMOs that you're playing and you're looking just for something to scratch the itch of MMOs without having to backtrack into all the ones you've given up on.
Mm-hmm.
So you go into the dumpster looking for, trash MMOs basically, and you come out with DC Universe and you judge yourself a little bit, you try it, and then you delete it and you don't tell anybody about it. That's how it works. Or at least that's how it worked for me.
Secret's out now, though.
I'm editing this part out of the podcast. So it doesn't matter. No one's ever going to know, and it's
No
going to
one
be
will
your
ever
wording.
know.
Yeah. I'll keep it secret. No, I've played so many of them at this point because I have that problem with MMOs where I constantly want to try certain ones to see if I can ever get back into it. So I've done the whole Final Fantasy 15 thing too many times. I need to not do that again. I've done Elder Scrolls Online, Black Desert Online, Neverwinter, Dungeons and Dragons Online, Terra. What other ones have I done? Maple Story. I've played Maple Story 2. Too many of them, honestly. There's another one though. I can't remember what it was. I don't know. It's too
I
much.
don't even know what Maple Story is, but I've heard about it a lot.
The first Maple Story was really good. I don't think the second one is considered very good, but the first one is really good. So I had that going for it. It was neat. It was like a side-scrolling action
Wait,
MMORPG. It's kind of strange.
Did you say it was neat or it was an 8?
Neat.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It was neat. Oh, and like Ragnarok. I think that was one of the really popular ones too at one point.
Yo, I love that Thor movie.
What?
Thor Ragnarok, man.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I never will.
Man, just give them a shot. They're good movies.
No, it's just not for me. I'm not going to watch those. Not
Have
going
you
to happen.
tried giving any of the good ones a fair chance?
Define good ones.
Well, I think the best ones would be any of the actual Avengers films, and then like Thor Ragnarok is really good. Captain America: Winter Soldier is really good. The new
I've seen
Spider-Man
Winter
movies are really
Soldier.
good.
I've seen Homecoming. I've seen Avengers, the first 2 movies. I think. I've seen Infinity War. How many are there? 3? How many Avenger movies are there? 3, 4, 6,
There's
7?
3
Okay, so I
that are
saw.
titled Avengers. 3.
So I saw the
4.
Avengers. I have not seen Age of Ultron, and I only watched Infinity War because I heard, he kills a bunch of people, and I'm like, count me in. I am on board. And then I got disappointed with what I heard about Endgame, so I'm not watching it because I'm just gonna be pissed.
Wait, disappointed about what? I thought Endgame was great.
I heard that like half the people that died came back, or that everybody came back, or something.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean that other people don't maybe die.
Anybody worth? Well, okay, wait. So one person does die that I'm not particularly fond of, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
I might YouTube that scene. That
Well,
might be worthwhile.
It's pretty badass. All right, and Thor Ragnarok might be my favorite one.
Yeah, I haven't seen I don't care for Thor, so I haven't seen any of the Thor specific movies that I know of.
I mean, I don't really care for Thor when it comes to, like the comics or anything, but I was gonna watch the movies, of course. I watched the first movie, didn't really like it. Didn't bother watching the second one. I feel like Thor was very fucking gnat. What? Sorry. A gnat.
Are you eating bugs over there?
It just it like flew like right on the edge of my nostril, man. Shit fucked me up. Let's see, but Thor in the Avengers movies then too was like very drab, and it just didn't do it for me. But then Thor Ragnarok, dude, they like redo him a little bit, like they bring him out of the shell. It's good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've watched it a few times. Doctor Strange is also a very, very good one because it's just so different from all the others.
See, superhero movies just don't do it for me. I'm just not a fan of that. But then I don't know. I don't really watch movies much anymore as it is because I don't know, they feel kind of ridiculous compared to what I was used to growing up. Like I keep seeing trailers for Hobbs and Shaw, which is that new Rock movie with Jason Statham. I like The Rock and I like Jason Statham. So in my mind, that's probably a winner. But then I see the trailer, I'm like, this is so fucking absurdly over the top looking that I'm like, how the fuck is there any content in this to watch? Like, this just looks ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Fast and Furious stuff.
Yeah, it
Simply
just
because it's
looks,
just so. It's
it
all just
looks
way too over the top.
bananas. Yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm not gonna watch this. Oh, and it's got that guy that plays Charles Miner in The Office, and that I kind of hate that.
Well, hey man, you do you.
Don't worry, I will. And which is keeping my money and not giving it to the movie industry. They don't get my money.
I like going to the movies.
I hate going to the movies. It's too expensive, and there are people there.
Well, I only like going for certain movies, I guess. But if it's a movie that like I really want to see, yeah, I want to see it in theater. I don't go opening weekend. I wait until at least the week after, so it's not as crowded. And then I just like being in the giant, having the giant screen with the huge surround sound. I'm not getting that in my living room.
You could, though. I mean, it
Yeah.
would be more expensive, but it's doable. I don't think there's been any movie I've actually been genuinely wanting to see except for that Venom movie that came out, and I think that was like sometime last year.
Which
And it was pretty decent.
really, see, heard it was garbage.
It was
I started
decent.
watching
I was happy with it.
on my one flight to South Carolina. They had it on there, but flight ended before it finished. So
I was
didn't
happy
get
with
any
it. I mean, I'm not a
time to-
movie critic, and I'm not a person that knows a lot about the the comics and all that kind of stuff. So I probably just don't pick it apart like everybody else probably does. I just kind of saw it as like, this is probably just going to be a little absurd but entertaining, and that's what I wanted, and it was for that. It was that for me. It was like, okay, it was neat. I could use another one. I'm not going to pay for it, but I would watch it.
So why do you struggle having that outlook on things, like Fast and Furious? Why do you struggle going like, yeah, it's going to be
I don't
stupid and over
know.
the top, but I can just watch it for the entertainment value?
I guess I just don't find that entertaining. I don't know what it is, honestly. Like I like the Fast and Furious movies. I think the first one and maybe the
Like the
second one,
originals?
because they seemed kind of grounded in reality to an extent, because you kind of felt like these are guys with like really hyped up fucking cars and they're doing like insane shit. And I'm like, I could see people like legitimately doing some of this, but then
Now
other
they're like, let's
parts,
drive this car out of this airplane and parachute it onto
yes.
this road.
Or like, I think it's one of the other movies where they're in Dubai and they like drive a supercar between buildings or something. And I'm like, I don't know, guys.
Yeah,
Like,
they jump it from one building to another. Like,
yeah. And so at some point it went from like, this seems somewhat realistic and I could somewhat see people doing this, or I think that maybe there are extreme people where this exists, to, yeah, this is just nonsense. I don't think this is real. So I think that's probably what did it for me, is they started on one side of the spectrum, and as each movie progressed, it just ended up on a whole other fucking realm. I don't know what happened there. Is what it is. But back to gaming. Enough of these fucking movies. Movies are garbage. So news this week, over the past week here. I mean, the biggest thing that's come up is Ninja's move to Mixer, which I didn't even know what the fuck Mixer was until I saw the headline. I was like, Ninja moves from Twitch to Mixer, and I was like, what the fuck? What is Mixer? And I had to look it up.
same.
So I've never been on it. I didn't know anything about it. I found out it's owned by Microsoft.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, well, I guess, I mean, he was a Halo competitive player at one point, and Halo is about to come out at some point in the future, I guess. So, it's a pretty good move for them, I think. I assumed they had to pay him a shit ton of money to move him over exclusively.
Oh, I bet. I
heard a rumor that was like 50 million, but I'm not entirely sure.
Oh my.
I mean, good for him. He's done very well for himself financially. That doesn't make me like his personality anymore. I mean, I still find him pretty fucking annoying, but yeah, good for him.
Yeah, no, I But I agree. Good for you. You've found success, and you're like sought after and everything, and that's great. That's great for you. But I agree. He annoys me.
Yeah, he definitely is not my first choice to watch at any point. I think I used to watch Dr. Disrespect all the time unless he was playing with Ninja, and I always found Ninja particularly whiny and fussy. And so I was like, I don't want to watch Dr. Disrespect if he's playing with Ninja because Ninja just doesn't suit his personality. And so I was like, no, it's a no-go for me. So I usually just watch Shroud because he's just low key and just kind of doesn't say much and just kind of dominates people. And then Dr. Disrespect's just like fucking over the top in your face.
Extremely, very much so.
Yeah. Whereas I just see Ninja as someone that just like, I don't know, he just plays and he whines, and I'm like, it's not really entertainment for me.
Doesn't do it for you.
Yeah. So that's about the only big thing I've really seen that's happened this week. Anything else that you've seen?
No, I mean with the Ninja thing, right? Do you think that this is going to affect Twitch at all?
I mean, probably to an extent, but I don't know. Like his fan base has been dying down for quite a while now. So, I mean, I think eventually he'll kind of peter out, and that'll be the end of it. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? I mean, at this point, it's two massive companies going against each other because you're talking Amazon versus Microsoft on two different platforms now.
Yeah.
So that makes it kind of interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, I mean, they're definitely going to lose a large chunk of people who watch Ninja, but if they're not watching Ninja, are they going to stay and watch people on Mixer? Or are they just going to go back to
I don't know. Like, is it really going to make people loyal to one platform over the other one? Don't know. I mean, I looked at the website for Mixer and just to kind of see what it was. And I was like, oh, okay, let's check out Mixer and see what it is. And I logged in and I was like, I mean, it's clean and it seems relatively easy to navigate. And I kind of like the appeal of the website. Yeah. But then again, at the same time, like I don't really watch anybody play any games anymore. So it just doesn't matter for me. I just don't do it. I did at one point. I just don't do it anymore.
Outside of like catching the LCS when I can.
Nope. Yeah. Oh yeah. For that, I mean, yeah, I barely even watch that now too. So I don't know.
Should though. It's good. Good season.
Is Team Liquid still top of the leaderboard?
They're at the top, but they're not above and beyond the top like they were last split.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So it's a little more competitive. Yeah, I would definitely say it's more competitive this split for sure.
Who else is at the top with them right now?
C9, as usual. Let's see. Here's the standings. Liquid's 1. Second place is a tie with Cloud9 and CLG.
CLG?
Yeah, CLG has turned it around for sure.
Huh.
And then TSM is 4th. Golden Guardians is 5th.
Huh.
Actually, it's a 3-way tie for 5th. Golden Guardians, Clutch Gaming, and Optic, all of which you would feel the same way of, like, oh, they're out there, like they're in playoff contention. What? And then 100 Thieves, FlyQuest, Echo Fox.
What is going on with 100 Thieves? Good lord.
I don't fucking know, man.
Terrible.
It's kind of sad. Like, imagine being Bang, who was like, he's a multi-time world champion, and then he comes to this team and he's fucking in a bottom tier, not even he's like in a trash tier team.
Yeah,
like,
the competitive side of you, I feel like that just crushes you.
Yeah. It totally would for me.
Yeah. That's terrible. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at other news stuff that's come up, and honestly, just the other stuff is just not really noteworthy whatsoever for stuff that's happened over the last week or two beyond the whole Ninja thing. And I don't really consider the Ninja thing news personally. I'm just like, that's neat.
I mean, it's kind of a big deal within the streaming community.
Yeah, for the streaming community, or I mean, it might be something for people to consider what platform they stream on, whether it may be worthwhile for them to stick with Twitch or move to Mixer, or can you do both at the same time? Maybe. I mean, I would assume you probably can, honestly. Set it up. I know
Ninja's deal is exclusive.
Yeah, his is exclusive, but I mean, for other people, I'm sure you could do
Yeah, I don't
Twitch
see why
and
that'd be
Mixer at the exact same time. Like just have both up at the same time, and
I feel
assuming
like
your computer's not going to catch fire.
if Mixer made themselves like you have to be exclusive, then it would it would die out 100%. No chance. Because I mean, people now they'll stream on, if they have the equipment to do so, they'll stream on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook like all at the same time.
Yeah, I wonder if Mixer's agreement for his exclusivity, I mean, apart from a shit ton of money, was probably like, hey, when Halo comes out, you're only playing Halo for a minimum of X number of days or something like that.
See, I didn't
Because I
know that
assume
he
they're
had
going to
been a
use
Halo
him as
pro.
I assume they're going to use him as a platform to promote Halo. That would be my guess.
Was
Considering he was on a competitive team.
Was he like a top dog in it?
Yes. I think he was on, oh God, what team was he on? I want to say he was on Final Boss, but I might be wrong. Hold on one second. Luminosity Gaming is the team he was on. So yeah, I mean they were they did fairly well. I mean he was at the Halo World Championship a couple times. They finished. I mean they weren't like the most amazing of Halo teams. Final Boss was the one that pretty much dominated during that time frame. But yeah, he was well known within the Halo community as a Halo player. Oh, he was also he was on Team Liquid at one point, got released by them for Halo 5. Started with Halo 3 for MLG, moved to Reach, then Halo 4. Yeah, so yeah, he's played for quite a while. So like I said, I think they're going to use him as a platform to promote the new Halo when it comes out. So I would imagine there's an arrangement where, you need to be playing Halo. That'd be my guess. Which I mean, I don't think that would probably be a pretty easy arrangement for him. I'm sure he'd be like, "Oh, well, I was going to anyway, so here we go." No problem. Well, yeah, his rankings are not particularly noteworthy. Like he didn't play particularly well. It looks like he was on Final Boss at one point. I thought so.
So he was just. I mean, was he even more of like a personality within it?
No, I don't really think he was a person. I mean, I don't think he has a personality now, personally. But yeah, he was just kind of there. I mean, people knew about him. He was a good player, but yeah, I definitely don't think he was a personality at the time. Here we go. This is what I was going to show you. Is Final Boss is pretty much what dominated. At least when I was playing like Rainbow Six competitively. Like, look at all these wins for Final Boss on the discussion one. It's ridiculous.
Oh wow!
I mean, there was a good 2-year period there where they dominated
first. Wow,
pretty insane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were pretty competitive there. Yeah, so he was on there at one point. That's interesting. Yeah, and no, I mean, I think the most popular players were like legit Ogre 1, Ogre 2. Those are probably some of the more popular players that played. I think Ogre 1, Ogre 2 were twin brothers, if I'm not mistaken.
I was never a Halo guy, so I would have no idea.
I wasn't either. I liked Halo. I didn't play it competitively, but I used to watch it occasionally. I mean, that was when MLG was coming up. It's a big deal. Everybody played Halo and Call of Duty and Rainbow Six. Mostly Halo, though. So, I mean, the only other thing for August is the releases for this month, which we talked about, the free game for PSN users, which, did we talk about that? Yeah, we talked about that.
You mentioned it.
So we talked about that. So then the other games coming out for August, honestly, there's not much that really looks that exciting.
There's a Yu-Gi-Oh game.
Yeah, there's a Yu-Gi-Oh game if anybody's into that for the Switch on the 20th. There's a Blair Witch game coming out at the end of the month on the 30th for Xbox One and PC, which looks interesting. It looks kind of like Outlast, but with, Blair Witch, I guess. So the visuals look good. Like graphics wise, it looks really good. That doesn't mean anything about whether it's going to be any good or not, but there's that.
There's also a new Pokemon mobile game coming out.
iOS and Android Pokemon Masters.
Yep.
is light on transactions, heavy on battle, says article.
That's what we want.
I mean, ideally, no transactions, but I mean, companies are allowed to make money. I just don't want them to do it in a vindictive, shitty way.
I just meant we want battles.
Oh. I don't know. I won't play that, but that's fine. I think I'm so over Pokemon. I was looking at the Oninaki coming on. Is it Oninaki? I think it is. So it's coming out for PS4, PC, and Switch later in August. I think I've seen this game, and I think I was interested in it. It's a Square Enix game, but I'm not 100% sure. So I think I'm going to keep an eye on that one. It's a hack and slash game with RPG elements.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I mean, it looks neat. I don't know. I'll probably wait till reviews come out and take a look at that. Life is Strange 2 Episode 4 comes out, which Life is Strange 1 was really good. I am not particularly invested in the new one, so not going to play that. Friday the 13th, the game comes out on Switch, which I don't play those kind of games, so that means nothing to me. Church of Darkness. That doesn't look like I don't know what that is. Oh, and Madden NFL 20, of course, for anybody that loves to throw money away at football games.
Fuck that.
I don't think there's really anything else coming out this month. I mean, WoW Classic, which I know a lot of people are excited for WoW Classic, but
Joe's excited.
I was going to say, I say a lot of people. I only know one person. I know one person that's excited for it, and nobody else I know talks about it. And you didn't play the Classic when it was out anyway, so I doubt you're going to be playing it.
I have no intentions to play it whatsoever.
You barely put any time into the new expansion, didn't you? Or did you not even touch it at all?
Time into the
there
new
it is. Wow, you're officially retired from WoW, I think.
Something will fucking happen.
No, I doubt it. I think you're retired. I think this is a new page in your life, and you gotta move on now.
We'll see.
We will.
It's always little things that could rope me back in, like make the ice, make the Lich King the main villain of an expansion again. Have us raid the Ice Crown Citadel again. I would be all down for that. If they do WoW, like if they go the direction of Classic of like, yeah, we're gonna re-release the expansions and redo things that we wish we hadn't done and do it a different way, and they got to the Wrath of the Lich King expansion, I'm in.
You're invested just like that, huh?
Yep.
Did you watch any of the Apex tournament this weekend?
No, I can't even remember the last time I played Apex.
Wow, so rude. Have you played it since the new character, the Watson character?
What's his name? Was the last whenever he came out. I can't remember his name.
Who's he?
What is his name? Octane.
Oh, Pat, that reminds me. For Honor is also free on the Epic Games Store this week.
Oh.
Because you mentioned actually wanting to play that before. I don't think you ever have.
I've never played it, but like I've always liked the idea of that kind of medievally team deathmatch style kind of thing.
And now it's free this week,
that it's not good. The only people I see that like it are like really hardcore fans of it.
I mean, it's worth giving a shot. Since it's free, you can just download it, try it out. If you hate it, you hate it. If you love it, I mean, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Now, is it free to keep?
Yeah, free to keep. Yeah, you download it within the week and you get to keep it. Similar to like PlayStation Store and stuff like that. Yep. So something to consider. Maybe you should take a look at that.
Maybe I should. Maybe I will.
So wait, there's a new Cyberpunk tabletop RPG made in collaboration with CD Projekt Red. Set 33 years before Cyberpunk 2077. What is this? How do I get my hands on this? The Cyberpunk Red Jumpstart Kit is a beginner versions of the new game comparable to the starter kit of Dungeons & Dragons. Huh. Interesting.
I mean, I like Dungeons and Dragons.
I think there was a card game that they came out with too. I don't know. Also, I found that there's a new mod for Skyrim, and it's horrifying.
Horrifying how?
Do you know, you haven't really played Dark Souls games, have you?
Nope.
So you don't know what a mimic is in that case?
I know what a mimic. I mean,
In
mimic in
reference
the
to like
sense of like a
Dark
chest
Souls?
that isn't actually
Yes.
a chest. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so someone put a mod in Skyrim. I posted a photo in the discussion here. Someone posted a mod in Skyrim making the chests mimics, or at least adding mimics to the game so that they can turn into mimic monsters if you try and open them. That's scary. I don't like that. I wonder now in the Dark Souls games, there's always some type of tell, like there's some design difference typically on mimic chests versus non-mimic chests, so you can tell like a chain, on the chest compared to no chain on normal chests, so you can always tell before you approach it if you pay attention to details. So I wonder if they did the same thing with these.
I would hope they did something, but something that like you gotta inspect for, not just run up and see it and immediately be like, nope, avoid it.
I say fuck it. Just put RNG on it, and then every time you open a chest, it just rolls a dice, and it might be a mimic, it might not.
Yeah, okay.
You never know. It's like a 6% chance that it's a mimic every time you try and open a chest.
Yeah, I accept it.
That. Yeah, I'd be okay with that, because then you couldn't tell people like, don't open this chest on this mountain after this temple because it's a mimic. Oh, just kidding. No, it's not. And I think the mimic should be like 10 levels higher than you at all times. real nightmare stuff.
It's a real chaotic evil thing for you to say there.
I don't know. I'm just, as I code this text-based game, like I'm making shit worse and worse, honestly.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Because I've coded that luck section in there that I told you about.
Yeah.
So I basically put that whole RNG section in there now where, you make certain decisions and maybe certain decisions are going to assign you a luck score. And then we'll tally that score up. And if you pass a certain threshold, then, maybe you survive certain things or you get a certain outcome. And I don't know, I've gotten really hateful with it. I'm finding that as I type it out and code it the first time, that I'm really like, I just want people to fail. I just want to see the world burn. And I'm like, I need to dial it back. Like, this is not going to be fair gameplay at this rate.
No, keep it. Keep it absurd.
I mean, at that point, I don't know. That's how I keep the replayability high, is because you have to replay it to get anywhere, because I'm going to kill you so many times.
Yeah. I'll test it. I'll let you know if it's too much.
I feel like I would give you a special version of it just to really test your patience.
Where the luck is like intentionally constantly stacked against me.
Yeah, it's like your luck score, it'll give you between 0 and 10, but your luck tests are and you're only going to have like 3 tests, so your max luck is going to be 30 possible, and all the tests are going to be like, if they have over 100, then they survive, which you couldn't ever have. So it would just kill you.
Great.
I feel like that's what I would do.
I'm on board.
Are you?
I am.
All right, Pat, anything else for this week? Nothing else super exciting going on. We're just basically killing time waiting for Borderlands to come out at this rate.
God, I can't wait for Borderlands.
I want them to release the fucking skill trees. That's what I want.
I'm torn on
that.
I
want to plan out my characters, damn it.
Yeah, I do, and I don't want them to release it, because part of me wants to look through and see what I want to play, and then another part of me is I like discovering it as I go.
I mean, I think they have, there are articles out there where you can look at all the skills, and so technically I could have a skill tree, but I like the interactive ones that they put on their website. That's what I'm looking for. Although,
Yeah.
Wait a second. I think there is an unofficial skill tree calculator. I just found one. Oh, fuck me. That's good because, never mind. Never mind. I was going to say that's good because I wanted to look at flak skills because I have no idea what they are. And I clicked on it and it's all question marks. It's like, we don't know either. So good fucking luck figuring that out.
Nobody knows.
Oh, damn it. Because I think Flak is an interesting character that I think I would really like, but I want to know more of the skills that he has. But now that I see it, there's a skill tree planner. I'm going to mess with that for at least Zane because I think Zane is probably going to be my main, if not Flak, I think. Now I gotta go plan out my characters. This is going to be good. Looking forward to this. All right, Pat, we'll take us out of this week's episode.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Sorry this episode was maybe a little, wasn't as much packed in there as usually is, but it's been a little boring.
We just don't, we don't care about Ninja. I think that's
Ninja? Someone said
that's the problem. Yeah, I mean we don't care about you.
So thanks for tuning in. I hope to see you all back here again next week. If there's any of those August releases that we said we didn't mention that we weren't excited for, that we had any slight interest in, hey, let us know. Let us know why we should be interested in it. We'd love to talk with you about it. But until then, we'll talk to you next week. Bye.